Now let's make reference to Paul himself. By his own admission, Paul said that I was on my way, traveling on the road to Damascus. That's what Paul said. Now when he was on that road, traveling to Damascus, what was he doing? Paul said, I was on a mission to capture or to kill or trap Christians. Because Paul, or at that time his name was Saul of Tarsus. Saul was a bounty hunter. And what was his hunt? What was his prey? It was Christians. Paul used to trap them, bind them, hold them, arrest them, and deliver them to the Romans to be jailed and killed for a price. Now, on one of those excursions, Paul said that he was on the road to Damascus, and he was riding on a horse along with some other people. And he said he heard a voice, but the other people didn't hear it. He said he saw a light, but the others didn't see it. And he fell off his horse, but the others didn't fall off their horse. And Paul said that in a vision he saw Jesus Christ, and Christ revealed to him, Paul, Paul, why do you persecute the church? Paul, I have selected you to be an apostle to the Gentiles. Now that is the only time that Paul said he saw and talked to Christ. But those that was with him, they didn't see Christ. They didn't see the light, and they didn't hear the voice, and they didn't fall off their horses. But at best, Paul saw something. We cannot deny that Paul saw something. But isn't it strange that after that one vision, Paul straight away understood that he was now the 12th apostle of Jesus Christ to replace Judas, a good replacement. Judas, of course, had already betrayed. Jesus Christ had already been lifted. Now there were only 11 disciples, genuine disciples, and Paul said he had been appointed to fill that gap. He now became the 12th apostle by his own appointment. And isn't it strange that of the 27 books of the New Testament, that 15 of those books are absolutely written by Paul himself? 15 books. And the church fathers are of the opinion that the first 5 books were also written by Paul, or under the influence of Paul. Why is that? Because Paul wrote his books between 50 and 60 years after Jesus Christ left. The other books, the 4 Gospels and Acts, they were written between 90 and 110 years after. Therefore, whoever wrote Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Acts, they were influenced by Paul, who wrote first. Now, most Christians don't know that. Now, if you got the majority of the books written by Paul, who never saw Jesus physically, in one vision, and you got another 5 books of 4 gospel writers who also never saw Jesus, never ate with Jesus, never talked to Jesus, never sat with Jesus, never heard directly from Jesus, then you got at least 20 books of human beings who had no direct connection with Jesus Christ. And mind you, all of these books were written without the authorization, without the assistance, without the witnessing, without the documentation